CA Hoops Weekly presented by Under Armour here at the North Charleston Coliseum. Day one of the 2019 CA Men's Basketball Championship presented by Jersey Mike's is in the books. I'm Bobby Broyles along with Mac McCarthy, who was on the call for both games on CA.TV today. Mac, it was an exciting day one to say the least.
Yeah, game one especially was exciting. You had Towson and JMU coming in, neither one coming in on a real positive note, but somebody was going to advance to get to play Hofstra, and they got after it. Towson did their normal thing. They played great defense. They rebounded the heck out of the ball, but JMU answered the bell. They battled and got the ball into Dwight Wilson. It wasn't as guard-dominated as I thought it might be, but they hung in there and then had a chance at the end, and Matt Lewis is starting to become known for doing those kind of things. A big three-pointer for the win. It was really exciting.
It was very exciting. We've seen Matt Lewis now do it several times this year. I mean, obviously the 40-point performance at Hofstra is another game that comes to note. So speaking of Hofstra, JMU will advance to take on the Hofstra Pride. Our nightcap tonight, UNCW coming out here firing on all cylinders. They knock off Elon.
Again, the only team from today's game that was coming into the tournament with some momentum was Elon. But UNC Wilmington didn't get the memo. They had lost 9 out of 10. But I will say this, their win in those last 10 was against Hofstra. And really, they talked about the fact that that gave them some confidence coming into today. And I thought they were the more aggressive team. They were the more energetic team all night long. And that's not to say Elon didn't play hard and play well. Their seniors weren't going out without a fight. Eberhardt and Santa Ana and Sebring all did a good job and stayed in it till really the very last second. But I thought UNCW was really good. 6 people in double figures. Kaycock didn't have a dominant game, but Jontel Silla and all really played well, sharing the basketball. Kate's another really good performance by an outstanding freshman.
Yes, an exciting freshman indeed, and Jontel Silla led the way for the Seahawks with 23 points here this evening as they advance to take on Northeastern, which leads us to quarterfinal Sunday here at the North Charleston Coliseum. It begins at high noon on CA.TV. Let's go through them all, Mac. Let's begin with the Hofstra Pride, the regular season champions, and Justin Wright Foreman and company will take on the JMU Dukes, and we kind of hinted at it here a little earlier. They had a great game up in Long Island last time these two teams met.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game for sure. And Hofstra is just so good. They can beat you so many different ways. They can just outscore you even if they're not playing well in the other phases of the game. But what a game they did have, and I think that stuck in the craw of Coach Mahalik a little bit. You know, I was talking to him after that in preparation for another game. He said, "We scored 99 points and lost," and I said, "You realize people have been saying about that about you all year long, right?" You know, they've certainly outscored some people, but you know, there's some advantage to playing that first day and getting your legs under you, but also there's still the disadvantage of playing the best team in the league.
Absolutely. So the winner will take on the winner of that contest will go to the semifinals, and they'll take on the winner of our 4-5 game, which that's usually always a good matchup. It'll be the 4th seed William & Mary Tribe taking on the 5th seed Delaware Blue Hens, and really there's no other team coming in as hot as the William & Mary Tribe right now.
No, I got to see them a lot coming down the stretch, and they played okay early in the season, but they really got on a roll late in the year. Their offense started clicking. Nathan Knight is playing at a special level, but Justin Pierce is starting to play well. Chase Audiz is playing well. You know, Matt Milan is making shots, and I don't know that there's anybody in the country that I have more fun watching from an offensive perspective than William & Mary. The way they share the ball and the way they space the floor. Tony Shaver's done a really good job bringing those young kids. They have a lot of freshmen playing big minutes for them.
And as for Delaware, I mean, it should be a great matchup. As you know, Kevin Anderson, he is here. He will play. You got Ryan Allen. You got a guy in Eric Carter.
There were times this year that Delaware played as well as anybody. You know, they had some injuries, they had people miss games, and that kind of thing. But they've got the inside out. They've got Eric Carter, and they've got, like you said, Ryan Allen and Anderson, and people that can shoot the ball from the perimeter. So, you know, you can't sleep on Delaware. Martin Ingleby's done a really nice job this season too.
Then we move on to the evening session. The first game at 6 o'clock will be the 2nd seed Northeastern Huskies taking on UNCW, a winner tonight. You know, like you just said about JMU, they're going to have some momentum. They've already played on the court, and they'll take on a Northeastern Husky team, which looks to be at full strength, I think, finally this year.
Yeah, and Ty Gadsden might be a question mark. You know, he went down a couple times during that game, and how sore is he going to be tomorrow? And I'm sure mentally he'll be ready to play. And again, like, you know, there is some advantage to playing that first game and having been in the building and played under these lights and with these baskets and rims and all that go along with that. And you know, that may be somewhat of an advantage. But again, they're playing a really good basketball team. And if they are completely healthy, Northeastern is as good as anybody in the league. The preseason #1 pick, and at times this year, I thought they were the best team, even though Hofstra was ahead the whole time. But that's why we played the tournament, right?
Absolutely, exactly. And then our nightcap will be the 6th seed Drexel Dragons taking on the 3rd seed College of Charleston Cougars, the defending champs, coming in as the 3rd seed this year. 8:30 contest, should be a good crowd.
Yeah, you know, basically a home crowd in terms of being in their home city anyway, even if it's not their home arena. But you have 2 of the best 5 players in the league, in Brantley and Riller. That gives you a pretty good foundation. And Earl Grant is going to make you defend and rebound. And they're a really talented offensive team. That's the big difference in the last couple of years in Charleston. They always guarded, they always rebounded, they always played hard, but now they can score 80 or 90 or whatever it takes to win. So that makes them even more dangerous. And Drexel, what a good job Zach Spiker has done too. You know, Cameron Winter, one of the best point guards, freshman of the year, rookie of the year, had a sensational season. They'll miss Troy Harper a little bit, him getting to the free throw line, creating offense, but Phillips inside, Demir inside. They've got nice balance, and they'll bother Charleston. I'll give you a little stat. They scored 14 layups in each game against the College of Charleston. If they do that again tomorrow night, we could see an upset again.
Absolutely. It should be a great contest. All 4 games tomorrow on CA.TV beginning at noon once again. And you'll see Mac McCarthy on the final 2 calls at 6 and 8:30. It should be a great day of basketball here at the North Charleston Coliseum. We'll be here tomorrow night to recap the quarterfinals and get you ready for the semifinals on Monday night.